Good morning, Adedumola. You're welcome. So if you can hear me, Ade, you can just give it thumbs up. All right. Welcome. Welcome. Agatha, you're welcome. Ruben, you're very, very welcome. All right. So let's just give a few minutes for others to join in. Then we'll kick off. Yeah, just one more minute and we'll start. Johnson, you're welcome. Good morning. Johnson, if you can hear me, just give a thumbs up. All right, that's great. You're welcome to today's session. All right, the minute has elapsed and we have to start now. And I will be handing over to the anchor of today, which is in the person of Rachel Akinose. Rachel, please, if you're on the call, please just go ahead. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thank you, Emmanuel. Sorry, can you all hear me, please? An emoji, any emojis if you can hear me clearly, please. Please, can we have emojis if you can hear me clearly? Okay. Thank you very, very much. Okay, so good morning once again, everyone. You're welcome to Decision Spark Technologies AMA on AI product management. We are thrilled to have you join us for this 2-day Saturday learning experience. I know amongst us we have professionals, learners, enthusiasts that are looking forward to what we have to offer today. So, as you already know, Decision Spark Technologies is a global innovative company that specializes in AI innovation, producing startups for corporate and informal organizations. And yes, for today's session, we'll be having 2 sessions today and the remaining 2 sessions next week, Saturday, God's willing. So this initiative is part of Decision Spark effort to build an informed community of tech-driven innovators who can confidently leverage artificial intelligence in their businesses and careers alike. Today's session will focus on 2 fundamental areas. Introduction to AI is the first one, and prompt guide is the second one. Through the session, you will gain a clear understanding of what artificial intelligence is about, and you'll also be learning about prompt engineering. So, Prompt Guide is going to be helping you to know how to interact and use AI tools such as ChatGPT or Aspark produced by Decision Spark Technologies effectively, getting direct and very, very helpful insights on every prompt you try to use. So for our first speaker, we have Philip Ade Akombi. He's the CEO of Decision Spark Technologies. I'm sure some of us already know him. So Philip is a technology executive, an AI product leader, and a portfolio entrepreneur sitting on board of startups. Yes, you heard that right. He's the president and CEO of Decision Spark Technologies, like I mentioned earlier, a global innovation and analytics group, technology group headquartered in Doha, Qatar, with expertise in transformational and product innovation, analytics, and AI for startups, corporate, government, and non-governmental institutions. Philip is also a partner and the chief business and AI officer at Tear Now, an advertising innovation organization incorporated in USA and Nigeria. Philip is a published academic researcher with education, certifications, fellowships, and professional affiliations from top organizations, the University of East London, Lagos Business School, University of Ilorin, Nigeria Institute of Management Chartered, Institute of Management Consultants, Qatar Economic Forum, Forbes, name it all. That's who Philip is. He's also an investor in Uncanny Innovations and also a global speaker, delivering keynote addresses and participating in global events. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome our first speaker, Philip Ade Akombi. Philip, let's have you. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Rachel. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of us on the call. Right. So it's another wonderful thing to have everyone on the call to share in this knowledge sharing session and ask me anything session. So yeah, great having everyone, and thank you once again, Kehinde. But yeah, I was wondering that am I the one that has done all these things? Interesting. It never gets old. But yeah, really great to have everyone, and just to do a quick rundown of why we started to do this. Or decided to do this, right? We are decision spark technology, so we don't take decisions lightly, right? We support a lot of organizations, corporate, governmental, non-governmental, private individuals as well to make better decisions, right? With our solutions, intelligence, trainings, what have you. So we wanted to do this because we've trained so far this year, we've trained almost 100,000 people. Mostly in the corporate space, right? So go into organizations, train their entire staff members, 7,000 staff members, 2,000 staff members, 12,000 staff members, 500 staff members at some point, right? And you name it, across industries, right? And I then decided to realize that if we continued on that journey, we'll be missing out or taking out a lot of people that are professionals, right, or who even work in a corporate organization that is then making them go take an AI training program through us. So we said, let's make this happen and make it accessible, right? Let's make this knowledge accessible to as many people as possible. We are currently on a mission to train 10 million Africans on AI by December next year. So we are going all out, right? We are going all out, and so it's a very big pleasure to have everyone on the call this morning or this afternoon or this evening. So yeah, let's quickly do an introduction. I'm here to talk to us about artificial intelligence and the wiring into our daily living, so we can use it to boost our daily decisions as well. Then the next speaker will walk us through prompt guides, how to interact with some of these AI systems that we already know. Right. So just follow along with me. I'm just going to quickly share my screen here and we'll get started. All right. So I think my screen should be coming up now. Emmanuel, let me know if my screen is up.
Yes, I can see your screen.
All right, thank you very much. All right, so just in the next 10-15 minutes, let me quickly walk us through what artificial intelligence is and how to wire it into our daily living. So again, this is an Ask Me Anything session. So after each session, you can ask any question from the speakers as this week, even next week. You can ask me any question as well, and we'll get right into it, right? Any question you have about AI at all. Right, let's get deep into it. So let's get started. So I think you already know who I am based on introduction. Done a couple of interesting things so far, and yeah, really interesting to see how many things come to life from data. So yeah, what really is AI? Many people, like I said, we've trained a lot of thousands of people, tens of thousands of people, right? People have different understanding of what AI is. Just a quick story, just in the last week, this last week that just passed, or should I say that is ending today, tomorrow, I went to train a couple of elderly people on artificial intelligence and technology, right? There's an NGO that does things with the elderly, and I was speaking to them just so that they can know and prepare themselves for this new world of artificial intelligence and technology where people can easily get scammed and do a lot of weird things with AI. And I asked all of them, do they know ChatGPT? And none of them knew ChatGPT, right? And to me, I smiled because it felt like we're living in a bubble, especially people that are familiar with the tech space. Many people think everybody knows every technology that exists out there, but not so many people do, right? Because that's a good population as well of people that do not really understand the in-depth of what we do, right? And this cuts across even organizations. I've met a bank professional, in the banking space, who is an account officer, who has never heard of AI, has never heard of ChatGPT. As unbelievable as it sounded, I was really surprised as well. So we take this pain to, I personally, when I'm doing these trainings, I take the pain to explain what AI is so that people can understand how these things has come to be over the years, right? So artificial intelligence, to simply put, although we'll break it down very well, is simply how machines, particularly computer systems, are programmed to exhibit human-like capabilities, especially learning from data, applying reasoning to solve problems, correcting their errors, and the likes, right? So artificial intelligence is that system or mechanism where you are training a system to understand, to learn from data, right? To then become artificially intelligent, right? So just like us humans, the way we learn from data, we learn from information. Many of us, when we're in primary schools, we were taught, maybe nursery schools, we were taught ABC, then we moved into an advanced class, we were taught sentences, then we moved into the secondary school, into secondary schools, and we were taught even some advanced forms, even to university, and now we speak so much complex English, right? We all learned these things as human, when we got into this world, right? So that's the same process that happens for computer systems, where they learn from data. So that learning from data you did as a human, right? That learning you did in schools, in training programs, in events like this, that learning program is the same way machines learn from data. So when you hear people say machine learning, when you hear them through the word machine learning engineer, machine learning, ML, that is the system, that is the complex system being broken down, right? That's the system learning from data, rather, right? So these computer systems learn from data to become artificial intelligence. The intelligence you and I have today as humans is because you've learned from data. If it was going to rain today, everywhere is cloudy today, wherever you are, you would know enough you are intelligent enough, right, to take an umbrella with you because it may rain. That intelligence comes from data because you have analyzed data for so long that you've seen that when it's cloudy out there, it likely rains. So that's the same process that artificial intelligence systems or computer systems use to learn from data to then become intelligent, but it is an artificial intelligence, right? So you and I have human intelligence, the computer systems have artificial intelligence, right? And this is really how AI systems come to be in a very in a broken down manner, right? Nothing complex. It's just the same format as we humans use and are familiar with. Right. So the only differences are that these computer systems have to be trained from data. So every AI system you interact with today, no matter the ones, if it's generating something for you, if it's predicting something for you, if it's doing some deep learning stuff for you, in fact, it's all learning from data. Right. The reason why you can put your data, tell ChatGPT to generate an image for you is because it has learned well enough from data. Right. So and nothing is useful to AI systems like data. Nothing, absolutely nothing. And that's why we talk about data privacy, we talk about the power of data and everything around data, right? But let's talk about some even interesting parts. Do you know you've been interacting with data for AI systems for years, right? If this was a physical exercise, or if I had enough time, I usually do this exercise where I tell people, and you can try it with people around you as well, right? Just get your phones, open your YouTube apps, right? And then look at the first video you see, just the first video, the video that is not an ad and not a short, right? Just the very first video. Scroll down a bit, look at the very first video you have on your phone. Tell somebody next to you, around you, or near you, right? And tell them to do the same. You will do this a million times over with millions of people, and you really never get the same types of videos on YouTube. The first video, the second video, third, and more. It is when you start to get into recommendations, you start to see some similar videos and the likes. Right? But that very first video, it will never be the same for anyone around you. You know why? That's the power of artificial intelligence. So they have learned from your data and your likes and your interactions, right, to see what interests you, and they show that to you immediately because they want to keep you on the platform, they want to keep you engaged, they want to keep you enjoying the platform. So they show you what they think is exciting and interesting to you. When we see algorithm on Twitter, when we see algorithm on Instagram, when we see algorithm on TikTok, this is what it means, right? It's an artificial intelligence system that they have built based on your data. If you use Netflix today, it's the same system. There's a reason why when you want to sign into Netflix, they tell you to pick some options that you love, right? What genre of movies do you love? For those of us that are familiar with Netflix, maybe even other movie streaming platforms, there's a reason for this, right? So when you do this, you are telling them, you are giving them info about your interest so they can continue to show you movies that fit into your interest, right? So this is all artificial intelligence systems all around us. Look at your Siri. For those of us that have been using Siri for years, those of us that have been using Google Assistant for years, these are all powers of artificial intelligence as well, taking data from you, interpreting it, and giving you a response. That is an artificial intelligence system, just like us humans do, right? When somebody tells us something and we take it in based on our knowledge and we reply to them, it's an intelligent answer, right? So these are mechanisms that already exist today that we all interact with. And there's so many more examples, but again, this is sort of like an introductory class, so I don't want to go really deep, right? So a couple of us, I see a couple of us on the code have taken some of our programs previously as well, right? We've gone deep into some of these systems as well, right? So artificial intelligence has continued to change how businesses are done, how humans even live, and I can give you this information on good authority as someone who runs a technology group of companies to say that AI is really truly going to change many things, the way we do things in today's world, right? This time, 2020, let me say this time 2028 or even 2030, the world will not be the same again. Not for bad, but for good, because if people are now wiring the power of artificial intelligence into daily living, right? This is one of the things we are doing at Decision Spark today with our solutions, where we are ensuring that in a safe manner, in a responsible manner as well, we are empowering, or should I say, engineering the powers of AI into daily living, right? In an animal-centered way that actually ensures that your problems are solved, right? And you make better and faster decisions as humans, right? So when we talk about AI and it's all these fanciful forms of it, it all starts with the data, right? Many people that take a lot of training programs and talk about a lot of AI, this, AI, that, they usually miss one part out, which is to say that everything starts with data, right? There's a reason why if you want to get good answers from a chatbot, for example, let's say ChatGPT, you give it an example, right? If you want to get a better picture of you generated, you give it an existing picture of you, right? Because it takes that picture and then makes it better, or should I say, changes an outfit, or adds a face cap, or adds glasses, or removes something, right? That's that data you are uploading. That's your data, right? That data is working together with the immense and number of data that ChatGPT as a tool or Gemini as a tool has been trained with, right? And some of us that may not know what ChatGPT is an AI system that has been built by a company to make you interact with the chatbot system in a conversational manner, right? So it responds to you as if you're speaking to another human, right? Again, that's the power of some advanced engineering, which is very awesome. So everything you do regarding artificial intelligence starts with your data, right? Many people, when I share this, they always are surprised. A Google Maps, for example, is a very good example of an AI tool, an AI system as well, an AI powered product. You know why? Because it uses your data as well. I was surprised when I was speaking to quite an advanced group of people, and they didn't know that Google Maps actually send cars around the streets to map every single location, right? So that they can know that they have the data to say these are all the streets that are available in a region or in a location, right? For example, so and with some other advanced technology that they have built anyways, right? They're able to predict and tell you that you get to your destination in 3 minutes. Do you not pause and wonder how that is possible? That these guys, we know that I will take 3 minutes to get where I'm going to, or 20 minutes. And most time it's always accurate, right? Or it's mostly accurate. right? So that's the power of artificial intelligence. That's the power of data, right? And what is data? The time you wake up every day, the kind of clothes you like to wear. Do you wear glasses? What kind of food do you eat? What church do you attend? What mosque do you attend? What behavior do you go to parties? Like anything about you, everything is data, right? The kind of phone you use, the kind of laptop you use, you joining this meeting at this point, this training at this point in time, everything is data, right? So that's why I personally say to people that as humans, every human is a natural data analyst, right? Because every day before we make every decision, we're analyzing data. There's a reason why when you want to go out, you choose to look a particular type of way to a particular type of event. It's because it's data, right? The way you look to event A is most likely not the same way you look to event B, because the events are just separate, are different, right? There's a reason why, because you've analyzed data to know that these events are different, right? So I need to look different to them. You wouldn't wear an agbada to, let me just, for those of us that may not be Nigerians, let me use this to say, you won't wear a native attire, for example, to an interview in an embassy, or maybe not an embassy is the best, the embassy should not be the best example. Let me say to a corporate recruitment program, right? For example. So because of time, let me move on along. I can spend a lot of time on this because I want us to really capture what the power of AI is. So data and AI is like doing interior design. I like to teach on this a lot. And what does that mean? Right? You can't do interior design without first having an interior to design. Right? So you can't do anything with AI without first having some data to work with. Right? That's why again, that this is also to show you the power of your data, right? So you can take a minute to take this in, take a screenshot of it, or what have you. But you can't do interior design without first having an interior to design. You can't use the power of AI without first having some data to work with. It doesn't work that way. From what I explained earlier, we as humans learn things, right? That process of learning made us intelligent, right? The same way computer systems learn from data, right, to then become artificial intelligence as well. So why do we even need the AI skills? So I will talk. This is going to be leading us into the next session very shortly, talking about AI tools versus AI skills. Right? Many people, when they hear AI, the next thing they ask me is, "What tool can help me to do? Can help me do X, Y, Z?" Right? What tool can help me do video content generation, do video editing, do music production, do this? And I get these questions a lot when I speak at conferences, when I'm in meetings, when I'm in trainings as well, right? Across grade level, right? From C-suite executives to board of directors to entry level professionals. Everybody's asking me these questions. But you know, the interesting thing, there's a difference between AI tools and AI skills, right? AI tools are basically tools. Excel is a tool, your computer is a tool, a knife is a tool, your phone is a tool. But the skill is actually what you learn to then so that you can then apply the tools appropriately, right? Today, there are people that use Excel. For example, for those of us that are familiar with Excel, the Excel app, right? Most of us, if we use a laptop, we know what Excel is, right? There are people that use Excel just for simple additions, while there are people that use Excel for some really advanced prediction, macroeconomic calculations and the likes. Same tool, but the skills vary. So prompt engineering is basically the process, is a skill of learning how to interact with computer systems, basically, right? Or should I say, computer systems that are trained into, or that are large language models, powered by large language models, right? That are easily accessible by chatbots, right? So we'll be getting now into talking about how to leverage AI skills and how to build AI skills so that we can use AI tools even better. Again, people ask me as well, ChatGPT is AI, but everything about AI is not just tools like ChatGPT. There's so many more. There are so many more applications of artificial intelligence than just an LLM or a ChatGPT, or generating images, or generating content, or generating videos, or what have you, right? So I would be ending this to say, please always aim for the skills, right, and not the tools, right? It's also good to learn the tools, right? But with the skill, you automatically learn the tool. But without the tool, you don't learn the skill. And we started a podcast for data and AI enthusiasts. So if you're interested in talk conversations like this, I've spoken with a good number of people from across Africa who have built AI systems over time in the last many years that before even the whole buzz around AI came, right? And we've had conversations, and I think that would be useful for anyone that also is looking to learn from artificial intelligence, learn about artificial intelligence, learn about data, learn about analytics, so you can power this, take that knowledge and use to power your daily living and your professional career as well. So head on to our pages, Decision Spark on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Instagram as well, or you can check out Africa Tech Radio. We did this together with Africa Tech Radio, and the podcast is live, and some episodes are already released, and you'll learn a lot more about this. There's the current episode that was released this week. The guest was talking about this exact same thing, right? AI tools versus the skills, tech tools versus the skills, actually, right? So many people just want to go learn the tools, right? You want to learn analytics and you go start to, okay, I want to learn Power BI, I want to learn this, I want to learn that. But people ignore the skill, right? The skill is how you even learn what to do on Power BI, what to do on Excel, what to do on that tool. So I always implore people to learn the skill, and Imelda will be coming up to teach us and tell us the things that needs to be done, in learning the skill for prompting AI systems. So thank you very much, everyone. Just before I go, please, you can always reach out to me. I always share this publicly as best as I can. That's my email. You can always reach out to me there. If you have any question that we may not be able to take on this call, please reach out to me. Follow us on our pages as well, so you can catch up with a lot of things we're doing. We are pushing out a lot of things, and our aim again is to power and supercharge human decisions, right? So that's why we are called Decision Spark, right? We want to ensure that humans make better decisions, faster decisions, clearer decisions, right, in their daily living. So whether it's your career, whether it's your private living, whether any facets of your life, our aim is that we have a solution that exists, right? And you don't make a decision without coming across a solution from Decision Spark, right? So I'll let the team talk more about some of our products later on, but yeah, please follow us on our pages, and please reach out to me if you have any questions. Thank you very much, everyone, and I'm happy to take your questions now. Cheers. Emmanuel.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I think people clapping. I think we had, sorry, Philip. Are you okay? I think we just had a very awesome session with Philip Ade Akonbi. Guys, you know what is clapping here? No one is like, I was the one that felt that session. Every line for me was a hit. Every line was a hit. So thank you very much, Philip. Now over to all of us. If you have any questions, kindly raise your hands, kindly signify. If you have any questions, we're taking questions for Philip one after the other. Anything you want to know. For me, I remember I mentioned the line of you cannot do interior design if there is no interior to design. That was a hit for me. And I could also relate with that Netflix thing where you get asked questions. For those of us that use social media, you get that question a lot when you want to use TikTok. If you're logging into 10 phones for your TikTok account, it's asking you what you like to access. So that's the power of AI. That's what Philip has been explaining to us in and out in few minutes. Some of us will take 2 days to do that, someone like me, but he just explained it to just prove to us the guru he is. So if you have questions for Philip, kindly signify by raising your hands, and we'll pick them one after the other. Kindly signify by raising your hands. If you do not have questions, I will have to ask you questions. Please note, because it means you understand everything Philip just described for us perfectly. So if you have questions, do signify now, please. Any questions, maybe about how to reach him afterwards, maybe you could not get anything. As long as it is AI concerned, Philip will answer you in the next few minutes. Please signify any questions if you do have one. Okay, so it looks like we all understood what our pro just explained briefly to us. Okay, so I'll be asking a simple question, just one. And I would like to also impute the fact that for the next session, Decision Spark offers a training program that 3 people today in this call will be having a discount for if they are interested. So depending on your interest, on your participation, they will be deciding who gets the discount for the prompt engineering course. So now my simple question is, Philip mentioned that there is no dash without, you can't get AI, you can't use AI, yes, without dash. Like you mentioned a very important thing. I don't want to miss Ian, right? You mentioned something very important that is very required for AI to work, for AI to be effective. You mentioned something. So please signify if you know the answer to that. You mentioned you did. Oh God, you're supposed to signify. Okay, I don't think anybody will be getting that discount. Look, it seems we really, really understood what Philip explained. In fact, that just gave it out. Okay, so to our next session, prompt guide. We'll be speaking on, sorry, briefly for the next few minutes, we'll be listening on how to use prompts effectively. We'll be learning the skills that are vital for anyone building or managing AI powered products, practical knowledge on prompt crafting, how to communicate with AI tools to generate high quality outcomes, how to use your chat GPT, how to use ASPAC, emphasis on ASPAC. ASPAC is a browser extension that was created by Decision Spark Technologies. So in the next few minutes, we'll be having Imelda Onyebueke. Okay, so Imelda is a product manager at DST, that's Decision Spark Technologies, where she currently leads the product development on Prostereo and Outloud.ai. Beyond building innovative products, she's a passionate product management instructor dedicated to helping aspiring professionals to break into the tech industry and product management as a whole. Through her coaching and mentorship, Imelda has guided over 100 tech talents to build and launch their first tech product successfully. She combines practical experience with a hands-on teaching approach, making complex product concepts simple and actionable for beginners. So you see, we don't have your regular kind of speakers for today's session. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome Imelda Onyebueke. Thank you very much. Imelda, you're muted, please.
Hi guys, hi everyone. Hi Ruben. Good to see you again. Can we hear me?
Yes, we can, please.
Okay. So like I said, good to meet everyone again. And I'm Imelda Kusochukwu Onyebueke, a program manager with over 3 years of experience building um, Olo.ai and Posterior, which are AI native products. We've been doing that since the beginning of the year, and we'll be launching pretty soon. So we are really excited to, I'm really excited to be talking to you people about AI. Right, is literally what any and everybody is talking about these days. AI, ChatGPT, Claude, even those that are able to generate landing pages with Lovable. So basically, in every aspect of our life, we have used AI to a large extent to achieve results or achieve outputs that maybe in our career, in our personal lives, right? So I'm really excited, and I thank this DST for this opportunity. So as I was saying, thank you to Philip also. He did a very good job on breaking down AI for beginners, especially telling us what it's about, telling us what it makes up. So I am going to be talking about how to now prompt this AI to get the output that we want, right? So be it in our careers as product managers, as individuals, in our personal lives, in our businesses, AI can help us do a lot of things. I see it as an intern, right? It's like my EA at some point is my bestie, at some point is my best, like it's just all around for me. And it has been really, really helpful in my career and in my personal life, like I said. So going into prompt engineering. So at any point in time, maybe you have questions, we have to leave it to the end of the session. You can ask me questions at the end of the session, right? So let me quickly run through it. So when people say they're building AI products, it often sounds like a big buzzword. Like when most times when you go on LinkedIn, it's everybody AI product managers or building AI enabled. All those things are pretty simple, right? So and that is not what our core should be. That shouldn't be what our focus should be. Our focus is what problem is AI actually solving inside your product? What problem are you using AI to solve? How does it make your life smarter? How does it make your life faster? How does it make your life more useful? Your business, your career, like I said. So whenever I say something, just include the other parts inside, right? So how does it help you get through life faster, easier, better and smarter, right? So when we talk of AI in fintech, we know that we can use AI to personalize loan locations, loan recommendations. We can use it to in edtech to say, oh, I want to learn product management and I don't have a mentor. Give me like a list of topics I should be grounded on if I want to take up a career in product management. Or in e-commerce, you can also use it to predict what your customers want. Just as the example that Philip gave in Netflix, the way we use Netflix. If I open my Netflix app and you open yours, it's not going to be the same because our tastes are different, and because of what we call personalization, is able to recommend movies to you based on the your behaviors on the product, right? So that is the same way AI works. When you use AI, as often as, like, the more you use it, the more it's able to predict things to you, the more it's able to speak in your tone, the more it's able to say, oh, because Imelda is this person, if I give her this output, it will fit in perfectly into what she wants to do. And how do you now speak to AI? That is what we call prompting AI, right? So prompting AI is just like a steering wheel. If AI is like a car, it was all these fast cars. If it's a fast car, the prompting is the steering wheel, is the one that gets you to the output that you want, right? So let's talk about prompting. Like I said, so prompting is how humans talk to AI. So I think of AI, like I said, I think of it like an extremely capable intern. I can get the best output from it if I'm able to train it well, and if I don't, I'll get the most vague results as well, right? So if I want it to give me good output, if I want it to give me good results, I have to ensure that I guide it clearly and I give it structure that will help me get the goal. So when you're prompting AI, you have to remember that AI is only as smart as your instructions, is only as smart as the data that you give it, is only as smart as what you tell it to do. So when you're prompting, like I said, you have to be clear. You have to be very specific on what you're telling it to do, right? You have to be very clear. Clarity, very important. That is the framework. Clarity. You have to be very specific when you're saying, don't say just, you can't say to AI, summarize this, right? If you want it to summarize it into using less than 1,000 words in three paragraphs, or put it in a table, you have to let it know. Summarize this text into bullet points that highlights the user's main challenges. Like, you have to speak to it in such a way that you understand, because remember, we're not talking to a human being that can, make up what, let's say you give it a little bit of information, is able to fill it up and then give you what you want. No, AI doesn't think for itself. So you have to ensure that you guide it properly in whatever you want it to do. And then there's something I also call context, right? So when you are speaking to AI as well, you have to give it context. You have to, sorry, excuse me, I should have got some water. So yeah, you have to give it context, like I said. So you have to ensure that you have to give it the background that it needs. You have to give it the role that you want it to play. Let's say you are a product manager, like I said, and you are building a fintech product. You can say, as a financial consultant or as an expert fintech, or as an expert in fintech, give me what to look out for if I'm building a fintech product, or give me what to look out for if I'm building a loan app, right? So when you add those contexts to it, it can now assume the role that you are placing on it and give you the best output. You can't just say, give me 3 things to look out for in fintech. If we prompt ChatGPT that way, if your prompt is just to ChatGPT, give me 3 things that I should look out for when I'm building a fintech product, and myself, I say to ChatGPT, let's assume that you are an expert in fintech products and you've built over 100 successful fintech products. Give me 3 things I should look out for when I'm building a fintech product in Nigeria for Nigerians, and all those other things. So you see that it gives me a better output than you that just says, give me what to look out for in a fintech product, right? And also, we have what we also call guardrails. We have what we call guardrails, and guardrails help to ensure that the information that you are getting from AI is, you are putting it on a pedestal to say, oh, don't deviate from this context that I'm giving you, right? So it's more like, let's say you are walking on the main road now, is it main road? It's called the express, and you see all those rails that are there to ensure that you are safe on the pedestrian side, right? So that those are what guardrails are. They're not stopping you from walking on the road, but are just trying to ensure that you don't veer into the express and get maybe hit down by cars. That is also how it works in AI. So ensure that you always input guardrails when you are sorry, call came in. So yeah, ensure that you always input guardrails when you are talking to ChatGPT, when you are prompting ChatGPT, or when you are prompting any other form of AI. So an example of a guardrail should be, let's say you are building a customer support chatbot. You can say when you are going to we are building a customer support chatbot, let me know what should be included in this product, right? But if you don't have the correct answers to this, don't just make up an answer. Let me know, or say to me, let me escalate this to a human agent, or say to me, it's better you find a customer support officer agent. So when you give AI this guardrail, when it tries to process it and it sees that, oh, this is not what I can do, I don't have enough information, I don't have enough data to process this request that this individual has given me, it can simply tell you, oh, I can't handle this. Or very common, the one that is very common, that we see everywhere, or very commonly, is when you ask ChatGPT to tell you something or to say something to you, and it says, oh, oh, I don't have this information, but I've gone to research it, and these are the resources that can help you achieve this, right? So all those things are guardrails that have been put in place to ensure that it doesn't hallucinate, and it still gives you the output that you want, or the result that you want. Maybe not the better result, but just to help you still stay on track and not mislead you through hallucinating, right? And then the fourth one is hallucination. Now, hallucination properly. So when you say someone is hallucinating, what does it mean? So, sorry. When you say someone is hallucinating, what does it mean? We already know what hallucination. Oh, let me even ask, so I ensure that I'm carrying along everybody. When you say something is hallucinating, what does it mean? Anybody? I want to see hands. I like seeing hands when I'm talking. I want to see hands. When you say something is hallucinating, what does it mean? Okay. Philip, can you unmute yourself and tell me? Okay, delusional. Yes. Edgar already dropped that in the chat, but so yeah. So it means that something is not delusional per se, but something doesn't have like a real sense of what is happening, right? When somebody is hallucinating, say, oh, this person doesn't actually have a real sense of what is happening in their environment. So AI can also hallucinate, right? And when it does, it's usually not easy to identify when that is happening, because some of us look at AI as the almighty, like it's all powerful, whatever it says stands, and that is not true, right? So certain times when you prompt ChatGPT and you ask it for information, when it doesn't have that answer, it just makes up something and gives it to you, and you just carry it and run. So I'll give you an example. Being an instructor as a product manager, I remember there was a cohort I was coaching, right? So you give them assignments and they go to AI and they just dump it there and take whatever the AI like gives them and dump it into the document that they're going to be submitting to me. And then we get to class and I'm like, okay, present your work. And they're saying it. I'm like, you really just went to ChatGPT and just dropped everything, and then it was giving you information that you didn't even bother to verify as an individual, and you dumped it back to me, right? So ensure also that when you are using AI, ensure that even though it might sound smart, even though it might sound believable, sometimes the information that is given to you can be completely wrong, right? So it can just a typical example, like I said, is you can say, oh, 1 + 1 is 2. You already know 1 + 1 is 2. And you can ask ChatGPT, what does 1 + 1? What is 1 + 1? It could say, oh, 1 + 1 based on the metric laws that are available in so and so, 1 + 1 is actually 10. That is wrong, but because maybe you didn't verify it or you just took it hook, line, and sinker, you're going to now pass on those false information or use it in whatever area that you want to use it to, and you'll be getting very bad results, right? So also have it at the back of your mind that AI doesn't know everything. It's not all powerful. It works with data, just as Philip said, and the data that you give it to, the amount of data that you give to it, determines how well or how good the information to produce for you is, right? So I don't know why this cop's calling me. So yeah. So sorry. So the last part, right? The last part now is how do you now prevent hallucination from occurring? How do you prevent hallucination? Or how not prevent it per se, but how can you minimize hallucinations? So first of all, you have to ensure that you are the AI, the data that you're training AI with is verified data, right? You also have to ensure that you ask it to cite sources. If you are, you have to like say, oh, give me reference the sources that you're able to get this information from, right? Also use structured outputs like bullet points or ask it to put it in tables, and it will reduce the chances of it being creative on its own, right? It will reduce the chances of it just thriving on fiction and give you point to point, highlight points that are very necessary or very important to the work that you're doing. Also, add in the human in loop checks, right? So for sensitive areas, let's say you're using AI for you're working in fintech or health tech or legal tech, where there are already databases and information that can help you prove or disprove information. Ensure that you do that, right? So each information that you get from AI, you try to verify it. You try to ensure that is the correct information before you run with it, right? So like I said, the best results that you can get from AI, the way you can become like a good, not a good per se, but like an expert in AI is by using AI. You learn by practicing, right? You learn by practicing, you learn by using. So from prompting, you can start just from the little prompting. And there's one this feature that I love on ChatGPT and some other AI apps or products are also infusing that feature is the voice button, is the voice or voiceover button, right? Where it expects it allows you to talk to the AI and give it as much information as possible if you don't want to type. So I also advise my students as well to try to use the voice button. The voice button, is it voiceover? It's called the voice button. The voice notes, yes, the voice notes. Try to use the voice notes to talk to it. And even as you're using those voice notes, ensure that you are being as clear as possible in the information or the data that you're giving to it. You are adding context to that information that you're giving to it. You are also ensuring that you are adding guardrails. Remember what I said about guardrails? They help your AI to stand stand on a format like the express example I give. It helps it stand on a format, or it helps it be on the context that you've provided and not veer off, right? So you could say, oh, give me content calendars or give me a content script. If you're a content creator, give me a content script that is free of offensive languages. That is an example of a guardrail. So you are adding filter to the information that the AI will provide, right? And then beware of hallucination as well. Ensure that you always verify the information that you've gotten from AI, especially information that is properly complex or complicated or might not be too easy for you to understand. Always verify the information that you get from AI. And to round it off, like I said, you can learn more on prompt engineering. There's a course that we've written that has been written by our founder Philip, very broken down into simpler formats how to prompt AI. So it's a video course, very insightful, very value packed, like I said. And I think Kaide mentioned of the discounts that we provided to 3 people that are on this call. So ensure that you get it. It's going to help you as well to learn how to prompt AI and learn how to make use of AI to get the best results. And with that, I'll be drawing the curtain. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. That was a lot of.
Okay. Thank you very much, Imelda. I believe this is another wow session. If you agree with me, please let me see you clapping. Let's give a very beautiful applause for Imelda. Thank you for that wonderful session. Okay, so guys, I'd like to let you know that you do not have to turn on your video if you have any questions. You just have to signify and we'll call you if you have any questions, maybe about the course that the prompt engineering program course that we mentioned that is available. If you have any questions about it or about Imelda's session, you do not have to turn on your video. We just need your voice. Kindly communicate, signify by raising your hands if you have any questions for Imelda. In the absence of none, I'll be asking again because I mentioned that we have discount for 3 people here on the prompt engineering course, and it is very direct. It's a video course like Imelda mentioned. So please raise your hands. You don't have to on your video. Raise your hands if you have questions about this wonderful session we just had. Okay, guys, I'm waiting for your questions, please. Okay, we have Emmanuel. Okay. Emmanuel, please, let's have you.
Thank you very much. It was very, very insightful, and thank you, Imelda. Please, you talked about knowing more on prompt engineering. I just want to know, how can I access the course you mentioned about? Because it's very impactful, and I think I would go for it.
Okay, so to access the course I mentioned, I think the link to the course has already been dropped in the chat box. Just click the link; it will direct you to Vertical. Oh, Kennedy has also dropped like a direct link to the course. Just access it. It's very value packed. Like I said, I took it as well to get more information on prompt engineering, and I assure you, it really helped put a lot of things in check for me as a product manager building AI products. So very, very important. The link to the course is already in the chat box. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Imelda. Does anyone else have any questions for Imelda before we proceed with our own questions? Because 3 people has to get discount to prompt engineering course. So does anyone else have questions? Okay, so far I think I already have one person that's definitely going with the discount. Person has been very, very attentive. I think that's Ruben Edosa, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, yes, Adesha, can we have you, please? You can ask your question.
Okay, my question on prompt engineering is, working on it, is it just learning on how to use the AI tools, or can we also learn on developing AI tools like through prompt engineering?
Imelda, please.
Okay, congratulations on the success of
I'm sorry, please, can you repeat the question? It was breaking a bit.
Okay, my question was learning about prompt engineering. Is it that we're just learning to use the AI tool, or we are also learning on how to develop the AI tool too?
Okay. So prompt engineering, like I said, is a way for you to learn how to use the AI tool, right? So learn how to talk to AI. When you take the course, like I said, it's going to break down a lot more things that I was not able to cover here. And it also teaches you the right language to use when you are using AI tool. And even if you want to, because you can use AI also to build AI agents and AI chatbots, right? So obviously, it's not going to be like an ML course. It's not going to teach you how to build agentics and all of that. But the basic information that you need to know how to talk to AI to get the best use out of AI is included in the course. And like I said, it helped me as a program manager because you already know Prosteria and a lot of AI are AI native products, and it's the knowledge I got from this course that I've been able to use to implement into building these products that I mentioned. Yeah, thank you. Does that answer your question, Philip? Additional, if I say Philip, right?
Yeah, it did. It did. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you very much, Imelda. Let's take Philip so we can round up this session. Philip, please, let's have you.
Yes, thank you very much, Kehinde. So I wanted to add to what Imelda shared that I mean, in prompting AI systems, yes, you can then even use that to create your own systems as well. But again, skills versus tools, right? Always better to learn the skills, right? So you can know how to apply to the tools. For next week, for example, please do not miss that. There's going to be a session on learning how to use vibe coding, right? And that's you even learning to use these computer systems, AI systems, to build your own solutions, right? So while we still say if you want to do some advanced things, you need to have some deeper understanding of machine learning, artificial intelligence, engineering, and the likes. But when it comes to building some, maybe like a website, a simple landing page for your portfolio. Instead of sending a CV, you can easily send a simple website out so people can see all what you've done in your career. You can actually build that out, right, with these AI systems. And the concept is now called vibe coding, right? So we'll be teaching on that as well next week, for you to learn. So please don't miss that out. Don't miss out for next week, so you can actually learn how to use these AI systems, prompting these AI systems to then create, simple solutions for yourselves, right? And again, you will also be able to learn this from the course as well if you do take the course program. Yeah, thank you. So back to you, Kenny.
Okay, thank you very much, Philip. Thank you so much. Okay, so that brings us to the end of today's session. I would like to thank every of our participants for joining us and engaging us so thoughtfully. So for me, I think Adesheun, Ruben, and someone else dropped a message in our in-call messages. We'll be reaching out to you for the discounts for participating in the prompt engineering program. Yes, Ayomide. Yes, Ayomide Omowaye. So reaching out to you guys on how to use your discounts for the course. Thank you very much for participating. Thank you so much. So we'll be expecting to see you same time next week so we can talk about and learn about vibe coding and best practices for AI product management together. Look forward to another amazing two speakers to handle this session for us effectively. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the introduction to AI session and the prompt guide session as much as I did. Thank you so much. See you same time next week. Bye.